Hi, I'm Hong. I'm with Geek News Network. It's a pleasure chatting with you both.
Hi,
Um,
nice to meet you.
I've enjoyed the show immensely so far. Really looking forward to the season finale tomorrow. Um, with that being said, I know this series, and I think this question is on a lot of fans of the novel because it's based off William Gibson's popular novel. And knowing that, adapting any kind of literary work to the big and small screen will have its challenges. Do you think the series itself does the novel justice in delivering on its like core themes?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I know a lot of people get very attached to the thing. People have to remember is that an adaptation is an adaptation. So,
Mhm.
um, you know, we have a lot of freedom when it comes to like things we want to change or introduce. And also it's a completely different medium. It's a TV versus literary. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but I one thing I was really happy about, I was a big fan of the novel when I read it, and I was really happy that a lot of things did remain in the series. There were a lot of things that we shot that actually didn't make the final cut, which
Oh.
as a fan of the novel, I think is a shame. But it's okay because like
Mhm.
hopefully we have more series to explore other things. But I think the creators have done a great job at bringing a lot of those themes forward and having them run through the series. Yeah.
And it's really interesting because I didn't read the book, and I often don't read the books of things that where I'm portraying somebody where the book has been adapted, because often it is really hard to let go of it for that reason, because it is an adaptation and you have to be able to let go of the world of the book. And it depends, because some things that I've done, I have read the book, and some things I haven't, and this was something that I chose not to, mainly because I was warned that the trajectory for Alita was completely different in the book for than that in the TV series. But it's interesting because I didn't read it, so I don't know, but it's only for the reason of for maybe the point you're trying to make is sometimes quite difficult to let go of the book when you're watching something. It's certainly I found that as an audience member sometimes watching other things, but I think they've done such an amazing job to create a really immersive world that I'm watching it, as I only watched 3 episodes, so I'm watching it each week with everybody else, and it's great. I'm really I have not seen the last episode. So have you seen the last episode, Gary?
No, I haven't.
I'm really looking forward to watching it with everyone else tomorrow to find out what happens. Because
Oh
of
yeah.
course, like Gary said, we shoot things and we don't know what, it's not down, that's a whole different ball game about how the film, they say, don't they, it's written, a film's made once when it's written, once when it's shot, and then once when it's edited. So it'll be really interesting to see what it's like, where it goes finally.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's expectations from reading the book that would probably be placed on you when you try to portray the characters. So I can definitely see your point of view on that. In that regards, did you guys have a lot of say in how your characters were told in this show?
um
A lot of any input?
Yeah, I mean, I think like creators are always like open. There's like if you have any ideas, or especially when it comes to speech and dialogue, if there's anything that you think that doesn't feel like natural or grounded, like do let us know. But I have a great deal of respect for the writing of the series and also our execs and our directors, and I think I really trusted in their vision, and I really connected with what I read with the character, and so I didn't really feel like I had to add anything. There were things that I was saying in the previous interview, there were things that were written that didn't make the final cut, and I feel like personally that's a shame, because I think it showed a different side of my character, and added even more humanity. But I think they did a great job. So I think the producers were open for us to like contribute, but I didn't have to. I didn't feel like I had to.
Okay.
I think so much of that, I don't mean to do down what actors do, but so much of what a lot of the hard work is in the casting. So if the director, the casting director, the producers get the casting right, they cast you because you're already in a ballpark of what they want. That's the whole point of that process. So I think then from that starting point, they were really trustworthy with us in terms of allowing us to swing from the fences and like try like I certainly felt like I was given freedom to try lots of different things and to find the right ballpark for where they wanted it to go. And certainly working with our incredible costume designer, she allowed, particularly for me, I was allowed to really just go bring lots of creativity to how I wanted her to look and feel and all of those great things. But we had a huge amount of freedom. I think that's why the characters feel, personally watching other people's work, because obviously you as one actor, I only get certain scenes with other people, but watching everyone else in it, I think that's why it marries so well together, because people have been, you know, allowed to do what they needed to do, and we've been able to give the directors what they wanted.
That's good. That's good to hear. So I know that the series was filmed kind of like in the midst of the pandemic. How was that experience like filming such a big series with kind of the global pandemic and looming in the background?
Well, aesthetically, it's strange to say, but it's kind of perfect because,
Yeah.
as you know, in the series, the population is like there's a lot less people in the world, in future London anyway. And so to be in central London shooting these scenes where it's supposed to be empty and it actually was empty, worked really well for the series. In terms of just like dynamics with cast and relationships and stuff like that, that was difficult because there's so much distance between us and the crew, and so much like protocol and everything like that. And usually on a set, I don't know what it's like in other places, but in the UK, it's usually carnage like once we wrap because we work so hard and everyone just wants to like get to know each other and hang out, and yeah, we usually go for it, but we didn't have that opportunity on this project. It's probably a good thing. But yeah,
it was challenging acting wise, wasn't it, Garen, because we weren't allowed to rehearse without our masks on.
oh yeah,
So
that, yeah,
really quite weird, because it makes you realize how much like you need the other half of your face to like kind of assess
Right.
what the people are doing in terms of their performance. So then you actually got to shooting and you're like, oh right, okay, so I better dial that down or dial that up, because you're doing something completely different to what I thought you were doing when you had your mask on. So it was really, I personally found that really challenging. But you know,
yeah.
we love a challenge.
Of course.
That's pretty much all of what acting is.
Yeah, that's true. So one of the things I did enjoy about the series, beyond the sci-fi themes and whatnot, is that I enjoyed the action sequences. They were very well choreographed, and I was wondering how were your experience doing those scenes? You know, going back to the last question with the pandemic, and how involved were you in the process?
Well, me, I mean, Wolf just stands around like with his
That's true.
hand in his face.
I think you
Even
got
when
beat up more so than got to do anything else.
Do you know what I
You
mean?
have loads of action sequences. Are you about to tell me that you don't have action sequences?
He observes a lot of action sequences, but he doesn't actually take part, or he gets beaten up. I mean, I had like one little thing. It was cool. I would love to do. I think the character could definitely. There's room for him to do way more. But I think we had I think the same amount of stuff to do, Charlotte, in terms of.
Yeah, I had one fight. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I'm always like, oh, I don't get to do what do you mean it's not safe? But I really want to do the bit where,
yeah. I was like, I'm gonna run on the wall and like jump up, and then
and then the professionals come in and are like, but no, but I'm a professional, I can do that. And they're like, no, you haven't like had 10 years of training in that. I'm like,
exactly.
That's fair.
Basically like a 3-year-old wanting to do my own stunts. And they're like, no.
It's been
Let
I'm
me
sure it
know.
was fun, though. Yeah. One last quick thing. If you had an opportunity to be in any sim or a peripheral of your choosing, what or who would that be?
Oh no, hang on a minute. Hang on. We need to like retrace how this works. Oh my God. How does the technology work again? So I would be me, but I would look like somebody else.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or if you don't want to, pretend to be someone else, even though it is your job, if you want to be in a sim, like a simulation of any sorts, what would it be? What is your ideal one?
Oh, for me, it's easy. Like, I'm a massive fan. Like, so it doesn't have to be the show, right? It could be any
It could be
game.
anything you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Tekken. Like Tekken.
Oh, awesome.
The Tekken series to me is like So awesome. Like the gameplay, the stories are fantastic. I'd probably be Jin. That's probably like a cop out
There you
answer.
go.
But I mean, they're all awesome. They've introduced some new characters which are freaking awesome. Katarina is like, that's my girl.
I'm looking forward to
Um,
the next Tekken. I feel
oh,
you. Yes.
I should play you. What's your it's been like you playing.
You
Like,
guys are just geeking out over here.
I'll
Oh,
have my
yeah.
people
Love
talk to
that,
your
love
people.
that.
yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. I'm serious. I need to get your name and then
Right
we'll
on.
play.
All right, man. Sounds
Yeah,
good. How
I'm
about you,
good.
Charlotte?
Can't even. Gary, do you have to go and like give such a cool answer? I'm just going. I don't know.
No,
Like
it could be
what?
Roblox. It could be anything. Like,
Roblox.
Roblox. I agree.
Roblox.
Roblox.
Seriously, Gary.
well, I know you got young boys, so
I know. I am.
I
In
imagine
that
they're
case,
playing
I'll be
Roblox, right?
by that reckoning. I'll be in blooming Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there
Actually,
you
do you
go.
know what? I'm gonna be. What are they called? A golem in Minecraft. There we go. I'll make my children.
There you
happy.
go.
Oh,
There we go.
There you
Final
go.
answer. I like it.
Nice.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. All the best, man. Take care.